Hello, I'm Liana and welcome to Nanyang Spectrum. This week, what do NTU students think about diversity and population growth? Also, innovative ways to raise funds for various causes. And Let's Talk covers everything from online journals with an artistic twist to discovering an up-and-coming band on a twist to fame. There is also a chance to win some attractive prizes by answering our simple quiz about the news stories reported in this program. Recently, the White Paper on Population forecasted that the Singapore population will hit 6.9 million in the year 2030. Many Singaporeans are concerned that this will result in overcrowding problems, while others are more troubled that our local culture will become diluted. Spectrum TV finds out what our local undergraduates have to say on the matter.
The current issue on the projected population increase in Singapore has sparked heated debates, raising questions on how a population growth from the current 5.3 million people in Singapore to the projected 6.9 million implicates Singaporeans.
Oh, there are so many foreigners that a lot of us have problems getting on the buses and trains during peak hours. And a lot of my friends can't even get on a bus and thus are late for school. So yeah, I think it's quite a big problem.
While it has been estimated that by the year 2030, only 55% of the population in Singapore will constitute Singaporeans, not all local students from NTU have an entirely negative outlook on the issue.
I think that increasing foreigners in Singapore will be better for businesses because it can reduce the cost of business. Singaporeans actually demand quite high salaries. Yep.
Sometimes we wrongly blame the foreigners for the rise of housing prices. We know of some Singaporeans who buy these houses for investment purposes. So I don't think we should blame them for all the problems that we have in Singapore.
Having heard a number of differing opinions on the issue at hand, it is worth considering how our sentiments on said issue have impacted the treatment of foreign students. In order to attain better insight to the situation, we spoke to a few of our own NTU students.
Oh, my friend just told me there was this one, she was queuing for the bus, and then there was this group of Singaporeans who told her, exclaimed super loudly, why are there so many foreigners coming to take out our space and jobs? I'm so disappointed in Singaporeans. This is how they treat our foreign friends.
I don't think it really impacted my views on foreigners because I feel that my foreign friends are like just one of us, and after all, they came from a foreign land and sometimes they may feel quite out of place. So I think it's only right to treat them well.
We have heard the opinions of a few of our students amongst the NTU student population. Both foreigners and Singaporeans have pertinent concerns that cannot be undermined. Will we be able to accommodate the increasing influx of foreigners, or will there be irresolvable conflict on the issue? This is Nitya for Spectrum TV, hoping for a conflict-free and conducive future for Singapore.
With the great influx of foreign talents into Singapore in recent years, it is not surprising that students get a great dose of lecturers from around the world. With their varying accents and different teaching styles, does this diversity come with a price? A case of more hindrance than help. Here's Surya with the story.
NTU has 4 colleges with 12 schools and 4 autonomous entities. Do you know that we have more than 3,000 faculty and researchers from over 60 countries and almost 34,000 students from over 80? Not surprisingly, there are problems understanding each other. Many feedbacks of students not being able to understand their professors have been heard. Is this melting culture and accents really the main cause of this phenomenon?
Yeah, I face that most of the time here because of the accents mostly.
Some of the lecturers are really, sadly to say, they're a bit long-winded.
Some lecturers have very heavy accents.
Probably for some mods, you have teachers from overseas and things like that, so sometimes a bit of the language barrier and things like that. Yeah, but other than that, I think they're pretty fine.
With all these concerns, some students are taking a step ahead to tackle such issues.
How about more lectures?
Read up the textbooks and other materials or seek help from seniors or other professors.
Go through your readings on your own. I think that just helps.
However, school life is not all about readings and boring lectures. Some modules have sparked interest among students and have been well received.
I joined creative writing tutorial.
Actually, I really like business law.
I remember in year 1 I took sociology of food. So that was interesting.
Many of these lessons have been made interesting and easily understood by the professors.
Of class discussion, real life examples, so we get included in the class discussions and we feel part of the lessons instead of just listening to the lecture.
And when I emailed her, she always replied really fast. Like even if I emailed her around 3 a.m. So I find that, you know, how responsive she is really helped my learning.
Accent or no accent, creative teaching method or not, one cannot deny the invaluable expertise and experience all professors have to offer. A little patience and initiative from all parties might just be the key to a better learning environment. This is Surya for Nanyang Spectrum.
Say goodbye to tiring car washes to earn money for your projects and meet the future of fundraising. From selling sweet treats to trendy shirts, Nanyang Spectrum finds out how some NTU students are getting creative when it comes to raising funds.
Graduation Ball and Dinner and Dance are annual events that are held by SPMS and Hall 11 respectively. Besides dealing with logistic issues such as organising caterers, booking halls for their events, they are also faced with the important task of raising funds. Can you tell us more about your fundraising project?
The SPMS Grad Ball is planning to sell others ice cream during the SPMS week. Yeah, and it's a relatively brand new idea, and I think that the students will respond to it very positively, and we hope that we can raise more funds from the sale of this ice cream.
What we do for our fundraising project is to sell shirts at reasonable prices to the students of NTU. All we do is get them in bulk from a supplier, so we get them in a discount price. So that's how we get our profit margin from.
What are some of the challenges faced during your fundraising project?
We had some difficulties finding for suppliers, especially those that will give us a good deal so that we can actually make like decent profits from our sales of whatever we plan to initially.
We have too many ideas in the start, so we're actually discussing all the different ideas. But we need to settle on one single idea, which can give us the amount of money we need for our project, instead of having too many ideas which will dilute our energy.
Where did you get this idea from?
I attended a seminar held by the owner of Others, and Others is a local company that supports youthful entrepreneurial activities. So to show his sincerity, he decides to support and supply our fundraising project.
Okay, because we actually done a similar t-shirt sale before, so what we do now is we sell shirts of different design than the past, and we build on the success that we have previously.
Hi Chen Jie, can you tell us what spurred you to support this event?
Oh, I think giving back to the society is quite meaningful, so yeah, I joined.
Can you tell us how do you know about this project?
It's spread through the words of mouth and most importantly from my friends and Facebook.
Do you think this event is successful?
I think it's quite successful because I managed to attract a lot of people.
Indeed, a lot of effort and hard work has been invested in these projects. We wish them all the best in their fundraising. This is Xenia from Nanyang Spectrum.
Now it's time for Let's Talk, where we discover the world of online art.
The term wallflower may be very familiar to many of us after it was made popular by Stephen Chbosky's bestseller, The Perks of Being a Wallflower. My guest today may not be a wallflower herself, but she's the keeper for Dear Wallflowers. Known as YY, Uni joins me to talk about her online creative journal. So, Uni, I don't follow online journals. Can you tell me more about what Dear Wallflowers is all about?
Dear Wallflowers is an independent journal about creative individuals, and they can be anything from like photographers, writers, musicians, illustrators. It's just anything to do with like the creative side. And yeah, and we just document them and like showcase their art pieces or like their portfolios.
So what's the viewership of Dear Wallflowers like?
Viewership, because we are just new, so like for our Facebook page we have like 200 plus likes. Yeah. I'm not too sure about the website though. Yeah.
I understand you're the keeper for the Dear Wallflowers. Could you tell me more about your job?
Okay, basically a keeper, like I'm supposed to like source for new creative individuals. So like if like normally I do it through social platforms because nowadays like artists, they will put their works online, like their own websites or their own Facebook page. Or like my friends would tell me about them because I study at Wikimwi. So like I've a lot of like photographer friends, so they will tell me about like who they think is really good in the like the photography field, and then I'll try and research more about it and get in contact with the person. Yeah.
So like you said, on social media there's a lot of kinds of art. So how do you narrow down who do you want to feature on your website?
Well, like Dear Wallflowers has a specific kind of artist that we're actually looking for. Like we're looking for those like they have a more dreamy kind of artwork.
Okay.
And we also tend to look for those who are forgotten and like they don't really have a platform to showcase their their art pieces. Yeah. So we try our best to like showcase them to the world and like help them to gain viewership and everything.
Okay. I understand you mentioned a recent collaboration with an illustrator. Could you share more about it, please?
Okay, his name is Artistan Hema.
Okay.
He's from Thailand, and my friend actually told me about him because he was really popular on Instagram and Facebook. Like when I emailed him, he once told me that he likes to draw and he gains inspiration from his surroundings. It can be like his daily life or the things that he go through, and yeah, so he just draws his like day to day life kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah. And so we featured him recently on Dear Wallflowers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So why online though, and why not in print?
Well, because it's kind of practical reason, because we are a bunch of like early 20-year-old kids, and we do not really have like the capital to come up with something like in print because it's really expensive. And because we're all students, so we don't really have time to do like full-time printing and everything.
Okay.
So we split the job, and we like each person just have to come up with 2 or 3 like articles a month.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's more flexible when we do it digital.
Okay.
And it's also more like reachable to the other parts of the world. Yeah.
Okay.
Because we don't only like curate Singaporeans, we do like London, like America, like Thailand. So it's much easier if we do it digital than like in print.
All right. How big is the team, and how do you get your advertisements then?
Our team is made up of like 6 to 7 people.
Yeah.
And we are all from all over the country actually. Like I know there's like 3 of us from Singapore, but the rest are from like London, America, and one's from Malaysia, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. For advertisement, we do like self-advertising.
Okay.
Yeah, like through our Facebook page, our Twitter, and our website and our magazine.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So I understand that actually Dear Wallflowers is actually venturing into music. Could you share more with us about the future of Dear Wallflowers?
Okay. At first we were focusing more on like illustrators, photographers, but now we decided to like add a more personal touch to our magazine by interviewing musicians and like just like having interviews with them to find out more about like what inspires them and why they want to make music.
Okay.
So it adds a more like personal touch, and there's like more things to read in the magazine now, because it used to be just like a short description and then more pictures.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is it easy to find all these musicians?
No, because it's very limited. Like it's very hard to find. Like if you Google like musicians, like good musicians wouldn't just pop up like that.
Yeah.
So we have to like depend on like connections and like lots of research and everything.
Okay. But so far, who's the most interesting one you've actually featured, musician?
It'll be the Huckleberry Friends.
Okay.
Because they're from NTU as well.
Okay, that's nice.
And yeah, so it's a very like local context thing, and to me it's very dear to my heart because I really like them, and they're from like NTU.
Okay.
So yeah, it's easier to relate to them, I think.
Okay. Thank you very much, Yuni. All the best. All the best.
Thank you.
Back to you, Liana.
In last week's program, we saw how Hotbox, a supper delivery service, was started up to deliver food to students in NTU. So has Hotbox actually made a difference among NTU residents? Freeman Sia finds out.
In hall, feeling hungry but too lazy to go anywhere for supper? The Hotbox could be your solution. Founded in 2012 by 4 university students, it is a supper delivery service aimed at NTU students living in hostel.
It started off casual conversations over supper, and my friends asked me, Sean and Kessler, they asked me about what was I eating in supper in NTU, because I'm a night owl, so supper is my dinner. So yeah, so they were asking me, so what do you eat for dinner? I mean supper, apart from instant noodles. So I told them about supper cup and noodles, and after that we were discussing about supper cup and noodles and about the limitations and stuff, and we thought of coming up something different for our own, and that's how it started.
To order food, students have to log into the Hotbox's website, create an account, and choose the food that they want. Ordering food is easy. But what else do students have to say about the hot boxes service?
Their staff are really professional and they are really friendly. For example, the other time when I ordered food from them, I actually get very responsive SMSs and to and fro from them. Also, when they have actually arrived at my hall, they actually give me a very friendly call. So I guess they are actually very customer orientated, and this could be the competitive advantage over all the other supper alternative around here.
The hotbox also have some bad points for improvement. Firstly, over the weekend, like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, there's still a number of people stay in hall, but they do not provide any delivery at that point of time.
So students living in hall on the weekends need to seek other supper alternatives.
I prefer to go to places to eat, as in the physical place lah, instead of ordering from hotbox.
For example?
Can One, Pioneer.
Regardless of how students get their supper fix, be it from the hotbox or from other ways, a full student is a happy student.
This is Freeman Sia for Nanyang Spectrum.
In part 2 of our Let's Talk series, we have with us a 3-piece acoustic band trying to make it big in the music industry here in Singapore. My guests today are a very talented homegrown act, the Hubba Babas, with lead singer Stephanie, beatboxer Mervin and guitarist Ryan. You may have seen their covers on YouTube. So, how does this young band plan to break out into the local music scene? So guys, how are you all today?
Great.
Good.
How are you?
I'm good. So how are you actually planning to make it big into the industry?
I think making it big gonna take a little while. But right now we're trying to take baby steps. We're doing stuff through YouTube and doing events as much as we can. And we love doing events. And we're also using like social media like Facebook, and we try and publicize as much as we can. And with Twitter, we all have our own Twitter accounts, so we try and spread the word. Yeah.
See.
But
Starting small.
yeah, it's quite hard to make it big like really quickly. So we're just trying to stay humble and move as much as we can, like baby steps.
I see. So, what were some of the difficulties that you all actually faced, like when breaking into the industry?
I think being a new band, people don't trust us. It's like when you're like a greenhorn to them, then most like pubs and events, they see your name, they haven't seen you before, you don't have street cred. They don't want to give you a chance to show what you've got. But we're trying our best to put ourselves out there, so that they can at least try us once, and then after that we'll take it from there. Yeah. So other than that, I guess it's because there's so many musicians nowadays, you need to make yourself more prominent to get yourself out there. It's like a why listen to me kind of thing. So that's what we're trying to figure out what to do. Yeah.
Do you like give yourself like a deadline, like as in when you all must break into the music industry?
Not assignment lah.
Well,
it's something that's going to take quite a while, but we are hoping that we will see some like advancements by July or so. Yeah. Ambitious.
So like, what is some of your motivations that's like make you all keep going?
Definitely the music is one of them, a very big part of it. So we all love music a lot, and especially so when we're doing it.
Yeah, I think the thing is like when we practice, and then like when we have time together, that itself is already very precious already.
Aww.
Oh guys. But when we manage to like figure out an arrangement, and then it sounds like something that we all really like, then that really inspires us to really carry on to show people like what we have arranged lah. Yeah, that was one of the things.
That's nice. So right, like, what is one of the proudest moments you guys have ever had?
Oh.
Each of you can tell me one.
Wow.
Yes,
there's three proud moments.
So each of you can tell me one.
Actually the first one was like when we actually did our first gig, and then we actually told people about it, and people actually made the time. It's like okay, I come, and then they made it there, and we impressed them. And that made us feel very good. Like,
That's great.
this is something we want to do. Yeah. How about you? You guys?
Yes. What about you, Stephanie?
I think like the proudest moment that we had probably was last year we took part in a competition at the end of the year. We didn't get first. We got what did you get? We got second. We got second, and it was a pretty huge stage, at least for us, because we never really had such like a good sound system, and like it was for the masses kind. So it was quite scary because the other bands had like drum sets and like distortion in their guitars, and they sound very full. But there was only 3 of us standing right in front of the stage with our harmonies. So and of course, their talents, and I think like that moment, although like we didn't win anything, but it was really when you see the people and you feel like, hey, we made it here. That was one of my proudest moments with them.
Great. How about you, Marvin?
For me, it's not really any one moment because actually I was going to say what she said, but it's like every single time that we manage to do a performance that we are really proud of, and at the end people clap and cheer for us, and we really we really can see that we really made their day.
Shook.
The shookness factor. And then those are the moments that we live for.
Great. So how often do y'all have your rehearsals? Like every week, once, or how often is it?
Okay, so the thing is, because we all have like quite busy schedules. We are a resident band at a pub on Saturdays, so in between sets we squeeze in practice time because people keep requesting for songs that we don't already know. Then we try and figure it out during that short time. Other times we're pretty much ad hoc regarding our practice and rehearsal. As and when we are able to, we get together and just jam it out.
I see. I heard that you guys have a song for us. I'm like waiting to hear y'all. So whenever you're ready.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Hey, I heard you like the wild ones. Ooh, if I took you home, it'd be a home run. Show me how you do. And shut down the club. Hey, I heard you like the wild ones, wild ones, wild ones, wild ones. I like crazy, fool and stupid, party going about this pumping music. I might lose it, blast to the roof, that's how we do it. I don't care tonight, she don't care, we're like I'm on there to ride by. Ready to get alive, ain't no surprise. Take me so high, jumping no guys, up in my car. Ooh, ooh. Said I gotta be the man with the head in my van, might check 1, 2, ooh. Shut down at the club, all the Playboy does, and y'all get loose. After bottle, y'all get fit, and again tomorrow. Gotta break loose, cause that's the motto. Club shuts down, here supermodels. Hey, I heard you like the wild ones. Ooh, if I took you home, it'd be a home run. Show me how you do. And shut down the club with you. Hey, I heard you like the wild ones. Hey, hey, I heard you like the wild ones, wild ones, wild ones.
Thank you so much, Haba Babas.
Thanks for having us.
All the very best in your future, and we are looking forward to see you succeed.
Thanks.
Back to you, Liana. Well, it's time for us to go. But before I say goodbye, here comes a chance for you to win some attractive prizes. If you have been paying attention to our news program so far, this competition is for you. The first question. Fill in the blanks from our story about understanding NTU profs. Do you know that we have more than blank faculty and researchers from over blank countries and almost 34,000 students from over 80 countries? And the second question. In our story about creative fundraisers, which brand of ice cream was SPMS Graduation Ball planning to sell? If you know what the answers are, simply email your answer to ntu.spectrum.tv@gmail.com. I'll repeat that, it's ntu.spectrum.tv@gmail.com. Don't forget to leave your name and contact number so we can get back to you. You can also log on to www.spectrumtv.sg for more information and a webcast of our show. See you next week on Nanyang Spectrum. Goodbye!